Have you ever stood at the edge of giving up? Like you've tried everything and still nothing works? If that's you, you're not alone. You're not broken. You're not crazy. You're human. And this message is for you. Have you ever cried quietly, not because you're weak, but because you're tired of being strong? What if the very moment you feel like quitting is the exact second your breakthrough is about to happen? This is not just motivation. This is survival. This is about holding on when everything tells you to let go. Let's be honest for a moment, not the version of ourselves we post online, but the real version. The one that wakes up feeling heavy. The one that pretends to be fine when deep inside, it's chaos. That feeling when you tried everything. You prayed, you worked, you hoped, you stayed up late, you gave it your best, and still, nothing seems to be changing. Maybe you've reached that point where you don't even cry loudly anymore. Your tears have become quiet, silent. You cry under your breath on your bed, in the shower, behind a closed door. Not because you're weak, but because you're tired. Tired of always having to be the strong one. Tired of putting on a brave face for everyone else. Most people don't fail because they didn't have what it takes. They fail because they gave up right before the miracle, because they couldn't see how close they really were. Let's imagine you're digging for gold. You've been digging for weeks. You're exhausted. You've hit rocks. You're bruised. Everyone's telling you to give up. And then just a few inches deep of the gold is sitting there, waiting. But you stop. Don't stop now, because it's often darkest right before the dawn. You're not here watching this because you want a motivational quote. You've probably heard 100 of those. You're watching this because you're tired, but you're still searching for a reason to hold on. That alone tells me something powerful. You haven't quit. Not yet. And that's a sign of strength. Because real strength is not always loud or bold. Sometimes, strength is simply getting out of bed when everything inside you says stay down. So if today is one of those days where giving up seems easier, let this be your reminder. Life will try to break you. It will whisper in your ear, you're not enough. No one sees you. You're wasting your time. You'll never make it. But those are lies. If you're going through pain, there's still purpose. If you're still breathing, there's still hope. If you're still standing, even if barely you're stronger than you know. So here's what I'm saying to you today, from a place of humility and love. Don't quit. Not on your dreams. Not on your healing. Not on your future. Not on you. You may not have the answers today, and that's okay. You may feel weak right now. But weakness is not failure. It's just a signal that you're fighting. You're not falling behind. You're just being prepared. You've come this far not to break, but to rise. If this message touched your heart, I want you to pause for a moment and ask yourself, what am I holding on to? What am I fighting for? What if I'm just one step away from something amazing? You're not alone. You're not invisible. You're still in the story, and it's not over yet. Never give up. Not today. Persistence isn't just about putting in the effort. It's about continuing to move forward even when things get tough. Imagine you're climbing a steep mountain, and every few steps you take, the path gets harder. Maybe there's a storm or your legs start to ache. But instead of stopping, you keep going. That's persistence. It's easy to keep going when everything is smooth, but true persistence is shown when the road gets difficult. It's the ability to push through when life throws challenges your way, whether that's a setback, a failure, or even rejection. Persistence means not stopping even when the world seems to be telling you to quit. Let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like giving up, only to push forward and find success on the other side? This is where the magic happens. Persistence is what turns small efforts into great achievements. It's what turns failure into an eventual victory. Take a moment to think about Thomas Edison, the man credited with inventing the light bulb. We all know that the light bulb changed the world. It's something we rely on every single day. But did you know that Edison failed over 1,000 times before he succeeded in creating it? Can you imagine how discouraging that must have been? 1,000 attempts, each one bringing him closer to his goal, but never quite succeeding. Most people would have given up after 100 failures. But not Edison. He believed in his vision, and he kept going. Here's the most important part. If Edison had given up after just 100 attempts, do you think the light bulb would have been invented? Or would someone else have discovered it years later, after facing their own challenges? What if Edison had stopped, thinking that he was simply not meant for success? Because Edison didn't give up, we now live in a world powered by electricity, and that is only possible because of his persistence. Would you keep going? Now, let me ask you a deep question. If you were in Edison's shoes, would you have kept going after 100 failures? How about 200? 500? Would you have kept trying after all those rejections, those setbacks, those moments when it seemed like success was impossible? Think about it. How much does persistence really matter when things are tough? What drives a person to keep going, even when everyone around them would say, it's not worth it? What do you think makes someone like Edison or anyone successful keep pushing forward? It's not that they don't face doubts or challenges. It's not that they are invincible or immune to failure. It's that they have something stronger inside them that refuses to give up. That something is belief in their purpose, belief in the bigger picture, and a deep trust that their effort will pay off, even if it takes a long time. Persistence matters because it's the only way to turn dreams into reality. Think about all the successful people you admire. They didn't get to where they are because everything came easy. No, they faced obstacles, they failed, and they got back up again. But each time they failed, they learned something new. Each setback became a stepping stone for growth. That's the power of persistence. Every failure leads you closer to success because it teaches you what doesn't work and helps you refine your approach. You may not always see the results immediately, and that can be the hardest part. It's easy to lose hope when you don't see instant progress. But persistence teaches us that success is often delayed, not denied. So, when you keep going, even when the world tells you to stop, you're actually moving closer to success step by step. Persistence is also about overcoming the roadblocks that are bound to appear on your path. These roadblocks can come in many forms: financial struggles, family issues, health problems, or even mental fatigue. But it's not the roadblocks that define your future. It's how you respond to them. You can't always control what happens to you, but you can control your response. You can choose to keep moving forward, even when things aren't perfect. And that choice to keep moving forward, that's what separates successful people from those who give up too soon. Keep pushing forward. The journey to success isn't always easy. It's filled with challenges, roadblocks, and many, many moments where you might feel like giving up. But I want you to remember this. Every failure is a step toward success. The light bulb didn't come easily for Edison. The world didn't change overnight. But through persistence, everything changed. So, the next time you feel like giving up, ask yourself, can I push through this challenge? Can I keep going even when I don't see immediate results? The answer is yes, you can. Persistence is a key to success, and with it, you can accomplish more than you ever imagined. Failure is not the end, it's a lesson. Failure is often seen as something negative, something to avoid at all costs. But what if we told you that failure is not the end? What if we told you that failure is one of the most important tools you have to reach success? That's right, failure isn't permanent. It's a stepping stone, an opportunity to learn and grow. You see, every time you fail, you're not falling backward. You're moving forward, even if it feels like you're stuck. In fact, many of the world's greatest successes were built upon a foundation of failure. It's through failure that we discover what doesn't work, what needs to be improved, and where we can push ourselves further. The key to understanding failure is to reframe it. Failure is not a dead end. It's a lesson in disguise. Think of failure like a teacher might be tough and uncomfortable, but it's here to show you something valuable. Without failure, we wouldn't learn, grow, or become the people we are meant to be. Now, let's pause and really think about this concept. For many of us, failure feels like the end of the journey. When we fall short of our goals, we can sometimes believe that we've reached a permanent roadblock. But failure is not a destination, it's part of the journey. It's a chapter in your story that teaches you how to move forward, better equipped for success. When you fail at something, whether it's a job interview, a business idea, or a relationship, what happens next is entirely up to you. You can either see that failure as an obstacle, a sign that you should stop, or you can see it as an opportunity to learn. Learning from failure doesn't mean that you fail less. It means that you learn more. Every setback is an opportunity to adjust your path and make better choices in the future. One of the most powerful examples of reframing failure comes from the author J.K. Rowling. If anyone knows the power of persistence and learning from failure, it's her. Before the world knew the name Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling faced a series of rejections. In fact, her manuscript was rejected by 12 different publishers. Imagine what she must have felt after each rejection. Most people, after the first or second rejection, would have given up, but Rowling didn't. She didn't see those rejections as the end of her dream. She saw them as part of her journey, as lessons that help her refine her story and her craft. She was also going through personal struggles. She was a single mother living on welfare, battling depression, and feeling the weight of the world on her shoulders. Despite all this, she kept going. She learned from each no and continued to push forward. And today, Harry Potter is one of the most beloved and successful book franchises in history. It's not just a book series, it's a cultural phenomenon, and it all started with failure. Had she stopped after the first rejection, the second, or the 12th, the world would never have experienced the magic of Hogwarts. J.K. Rowling's journey shows us that failure doesn't define you. It shapes you, refines you, and prepares you for something greater. Had she given up, we wouldn't have the Harry Potter books today. Think about your own life for a moment. How many times have you faced failure? Have you ever failed at something important to you? Did you see it as the end of the road? Or did you use it as a stepping stone to get better? You see, how you handle failure is what sets you apart. Some people let failure stop them, but the most successful people in the world let it teach them. They take those moments of struggle and use them to fuel their passion and drive. Ask yourself, when you fail, do you just stop? Or do you reflect, adjust, and keep moving forward? Do you learn from what went wrong and make your next move smarter? Or do you let failure define you and prevent you from trying again? Failure is a part of life. It doesn't matter who you are or what you're doing, everyone faces it. What matters most is how you choose to respond. Will you use failure as a lesson, or will you let it hold you back? How do you handle failure? Let's take a moment and be honest. How do you handle failure? When things don't go according to plan, what's your first reaction? Do you see it as a reason to give up or as a lesson in disguise? Can you use that moment to look inward and ask, what can I do differently next time? The beauty of failure is that it's never final. Even when it feels like everything has gone wrong, remember, it's not the end. It's a lesson that's teaching you what doesn't work and guiding you toward what will. Remember, failure is not the end, it's simply the beginning of something new. Take it as a lesson, learn from it, and keep going. Because when you embrace failure and make it your teacher, success becomes a matter of when, not if. When we think about success, we often imagine grand moments, someone winning an award, achieving a major milestone, or accomplishing something that takes the world by storm. While these moments are certainly exciting, the true foundation of success is built through something much quieter, much more understated. Consistency. Consistency isn't about waiting for one big breakthrough. It's about taking small, steady steps towards your goal, day after day, even when results aren't immediately visible. It's about showing up when you don't feel like it, doing the work even when it seems like you're not making progress. It's the ability to keep going, even when things seem slow or difficult. This is the secret sauce that many of the world's greatest achievers have in common. They didn't stop. They didn't wait for the perfect moment. They simply kept moving forward. Here's the thing. Most people think success happens through a giant leap, a dramatic action. And while big moments do matter, they're often the result of countless small actions that add up over time. The truth is, success is a journey, not a destination. And that journey is made up of countless small, consistent steps. And these steps, no matter how small they seem, are what make all the difference in the end. Let's talk about one of the greatest basketball players in history, Michael Jordan. He didn't just wake up one day and become the legend we know today. In fact, he faced a huge setback early in his life. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Can you imagine that? The future NBA icon, the man who will win 6 NBA championships, was told he wasn't good enough to play at that level. Many people might have given up after such a rejection. They might have thought, if I can't make the team in high school, what's the point of trying anymore? But Michael didn't quit. Instead, he used this rejection as fuel. He practiced every day. He worked tirelessly on his skills. He took small steps, but each one was deliberate and aimed at improving. Michael didn't expect success to come instantly. Instead, he embraced the journey, and through relentless effort, he grew into one of the greatest athletes the world has ever seen. If Michael had given up when things didn't go his way, we wouldn't know his name today. His success didn't happen overnight. It was built through years of hard work, practice, and consistent effort. The key was showing up every day, no matter how tough things got. The hidden power of consistency. The incredible thing about consistency is that it compounds. Imagine you're saving money. If you put just a small amount aside every day, it doesn't seem like much at first, but over time, those small savings add up into something significant. The same happens with your goals. The small steps you take today, even when they seem insignificant, will build on each other. Eventually, they'll create something much bigger than you could have imagined. Small actions are not always visible right away. The results often aren't immediate. That's why many people give up. They don't see instant progress. But those small actions, done consistently, add up to something huge. Think of it like planting a seed. You water it every day, but it doesn't grow overnight. Eventually, with enough care and patience, it turns into a tree. This is why consistency is so powerful. You can't see the results of your hard work today, but tomorrow, next month, and even next year, the results will begin to show. Success becomes inevitable when you make the decision to keep going, no matter what. What's one small thing you can do today to move closer to your goal? This doesn't have to be a huge action. It could be something as simple as setting a small goal, learning something new, or even just showing up and committing to process. The key is that you don't let the big picture overwhelm you. Instead, focus on the small steps that will eventually get you there. And then ask yourself, are you willing to take those small steps every day, even if the finish line feels far away? It's easy to feel discouraged when the goal seems distant. But remember, success is not about a giant leap. It's about the steps you take every single day. Remember, consistency is the key to turning dreams into reality. The world's most successful people didn't achieve greatness with one huge leap. They got there by taking small, consistent actions day after day, year after year. Every step, no matter how small, brings you closer to where you want to be. So, don't wait for a big break. Start today, even if it's just a small step. Stay committed. And over time, you'll realize that those small steps were all you needed to build the success you're aiming for. Keep going, and never underestimate the power of showing up, the power of believing in yourself. At the core of every achievement, no matter how big or small, lies one fundamental truth: believing in yourself. Self-belief is not just a motivational buzzword. It is the very foundation of persistence, and it is a reason why people continue to chase their dreams even when the world seems determined to stop them. Before you can persist, you have to believe. Self-belief is the inner strength that keeps you moving forward when everything else around you tells you to quit. It's that quiet voice inside that says, I can do this, even when the journey seems too difficult. Without this belief, no matter how hard you try, you will struggle to keep going when the going gets tough. Think about it this way. Persistence is the act of keeping on going. Self-belief is the fuel that drives it. Believing in yourself doesn't mean thinking you are perfect or that you can achieve anything without struggle. It means recognizing your worth, knowing your abilities, and trusting that despite challenges, you are capable of achieving great things. When you believe in yourself, you can face setbacks, doubts, and failures, and instead of giving up, you find a way to overcome them. When you believe in yourself, you also have the strength to keep going even when others question your abilities. There will always be critics. People who will tell you that you can't do something or that you're not good enough. But here's where true self-belief shows its power. When you trust in yourself, the doubts of others lose their weight. In fact, it's often when others doubt you that your self-belief has the opportunity to grow stronger. Think about some of the most successful people in the world. They didn't achieve greatness because they were the most talented or the most lucky. They achieved greatness because they had an unwavering belief in themselves, especially during moments when others doubted them. How much do you believe in yourself? Now, let's take a moment to reflect. How much do you truly believe in yourself? Think about a time when you faced a challenge or when people doubted your abilities. How did you respond? Did you let the opinions of others stop you? Or did you push through, trusting that your belief in yourself would guide you to success? Persistence is not about never failing. It's about continuing to move forward despite the setbacks, mistakes, and challenges. But that persistence can only be sustained if you have strong self-belief. It's what gives you the courage to try again, even when the road ahead seems unclear. Ask yourself this: when others doubt you, do you allow that to shake your confidence? Or do you let your self-belief carry you through? It's important to understand that the doubts others have about you do not define your ability to succeed. The real question is, do you have enough faith in yourself to keep going, no matter the obstacles? Building your own self-belief. Self-belief is not something that's given to us. It's something we build every day through our actions, our thoughts, and our experiences. To build your own self-belief, here are a few things you can focus on. Recognize your strengths. Take time to reflect on what you do well. No achievement is too small. Every step forward counts. Stop comparing yourself to others. Remember, your journey is unique. Don't measure your progress against someone else's. Embrace failure as a lesson. Instead of seeing failure as a setback, see it as a lesson. It's a part of the process that helps you grow. Surround yourself with positive people. The people you spend time with influence how you think. Surround yourself with those who uplift you and believe in your potential. Practice self-affirmation. Regularly remind yourself of your worth and capabilities. Affirmations like, "I am capable" or "I believe in myself" can strengthen your belief over time. Keep believing in yourself. To wrap it all up, remember, self-belief is a foundation for persistence. You can achieve anything you set your mind to as long as you believe in your ability to make it happen. Just like Oprah Winfrey, who was once told she wasn't good enough, you too can overcome the doubts of others and push the challenges life throws your way. The road to success is never easy, but it is possible, especially when you believe in yourself. So, the next time you face a tough situation, remember to trust in your abilities, stay persistent, and keep moving forward. What's the next step you will take to build your self-belief? How will you continue moving forward, even when others doubt you? The only limit to your success is the one you place on yourself. Embracing resilience. Resilience is a powerful quality that can help you face life's challenges head-on and emerge stronger. It's the ability to bounce back from setbacks, those tough moments when things don't go as planned, and everything seems to be falling apart. We all face setbacks at some point in our lives, whether in personal, academic, or professional pursuits. But how you respond to those setbacks will determine your future. The road to success is rarely smooth or straightforward. Life is full of unexpected twists, turns, and even roadblocks. One moment, everything might seem to be falling perfectly into place, and the next, you might face failure, rejection, or disappointment. How you react in those moments defines your journey. Do you let those setbacks crush your spirit? Or do you pick yourself up, learn from them, and keep pushing forward? Resilience is about refusing to let setbacks stop you from pursuing your goals. It's about viewing challenges as temporary obstacles rather than permanent barriers. When you embrace resilience, you see failures not as the end, but as opportunities to learn, grow, and improve. Let's take the story of Steve Jobs, one of the most influential figures in the world of technology. Many people are familiar with his success turning Apple into one of the world's most valuable companies and creating revolutionary products like the iPhone, iPad, and MacBook. But Steve Jobs didn't start out with an easy ride. In fact, one of the biggest setbacks in his life came when he was fired from Apple, the very company he founded. Imagine that a man who created a company from the ground up, who was a driving force behind Apple's early success, was suddenly kicked out. It was a devastating blow, both professionally and personally. Most people would have given up at that point. After all, being fired from your own company is an enormous setback. Many would have felt that their dreams were shattered and they might have walked away, never looking back. But Steve Jobs didn't give up. Instead of throwing the towel, he used this setback as a springboard for a new phase in his life. He went on to build Next, a new company that was later bought by Apple, bringing him back to the company he helped create. Not only did he return Apple, but he also transformed it into the tech giant it is today, launching innovative products that changed the world. Steve Jobs' story is a powerful reminder of the importance of resilience. He faced one of the most humiliating setbacks anyone in his position could experience. But instead of letting that setback define him, he used it as fuel for his future success. Now, take a moment to reflect on your own life. When you face setbacks, how do you react? It's easy to feel discouraged or defeated when things don't go as planned, but the key to success lies in how you handle those moments. Do you allow setbacks to break you down? Do you feel defeated and give up on your dreams? Or do you take a step back, reassess the situation, and find a way to keep moving forward? Setbacks can be painful, but they also hold valuable lessons. The most successful people in the world didn't reach their achievements by avoiding failure. They embraced it and learned from it. They understood that setbacks are not a reflection of their worth, but a part of the process of growth. When you face a challenge, think about what you can learn from it. Instead of seeing it as an obstacle, look at it as a lesson. Maybe it's teaching you patience, resilience, or the ability to adapt. Maybe it's showing you a new direction or revealing areas where you can improve. The next time you face a setback, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I turn this challenge into an opportunity for growth? Remember, resilience isn't about never failing. It's about how you respond to failure. It's about getting up, dusting yourself off, and moving forward with a renewed sense of determination. Just like Steve Jobs, your greatest setbacks might become the stepping stones to your greatest achievements. Setbacks are a natural part of life, but they don't have to define you. How you react to setbacks determines whether you give up or keep going. Resilience is about learning from failures, growing through challenges, and using setbacks as fuel for success. Embrace setbacks as lessons and opportunities for improvement, not as signs to quit. By adopting this mindset, you'll find that setbacks no longer seem like insurmountable obstacles. Instead, they will become opportunities for you to grow stronger, wiser, and more capable than before. So, when life knocks you down, remember this. Resilience is what makes you get up again, and that's what leads to success. Remember, persistence is not about the absence of failures. It's about how you rise every time you fall. The journey to success is a long one, but with persistence, failure becomes nothing more than a detour to your destination. Keep going, keep believing, and never, ever give up. What's one thing you've given up on in the past that you wish you kept going with? Can you try again today with a new mindset? Don't let your past failures define you. Let them drive you to your future success. And there you have it, no matter how tough life gets. Remember, persistence is a key to unlocking the door of your dreams. So, the next time you face a challenge, don't back down. Keep pushing forward. Your breakthrough could be just around the corner. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and share with someone who needs this message today. And of course, subscribe for more inspiring content that will keep you motivated. Remember, never give up. Keep striving, keep believing, and success will find you. Until next time, stay strong and stay relentless.